Hello, my name is Ken Knight. I'm from Princess Motor Yacht Sales. We've got a really exciting video to bring you today. This is the brand new Princess F58 here at the Dusseldorf Boat Show. This is a world premiere of this model and it's great. I mean, what can I say? There's so much to look at. We're not going to be able to cover it all in one video. It's a really important point in the range. Princess are well known for big volume, well-performing flybridges. The predecessor to this boat was the F58, and essentially it takes all the DNA from that model and just builds on it, using that solid foundation with a brand new hull, new engines, and I'd like to show you on board. It's just worth noting this is an owner's boat, so there are lots and lots of options on board. She's really high spec. It's helpful for a video like this because we can point out some of the options that are available, but obviously it's down to an owner what they choose. So as we're sat down at the helm station, we might as well start here. There's a plethora of options on here, but one of the big ones is the joystick that this boat's been fitted with. So she's on shaft drives, we've got variable speed thrusters, and whilst we're talking about engines, this boat's got MANs. So you can either have 1,000 horsepower or even upgrade to the 1,200. So you're going to have really, really punchy performance with this boat. It's not going to be lacking. As we stand up, the big option that really is on this flybridge is the hard top roof. It's an electric opening facility that's available, and then this one's also got, this owner's elected to put a couple of cameras up there, so we've got a flare, but that's an owner's choice. Compared to say the F55, I mean the space of this is quite a bit bigger. We've located the wet bar at the stern of the boat there, so you've got the grille and the port side aft quarter, so your cooking smells go right back off the boat. Got a big fridge, but then we've also got a second fridge as well at the top of the walkway. It's lovely, lots of elbow space. You can easily get some director's chairs at this table and still have plenty of space to pass through. What I'm not going to do on this video is probably open every cupboard. What I want to do is really give you a feel of the space and convey some of the major changes that are in this model that I think owners are going to enjoy. Let's go and have a look downstairs. So what I want to do is continue our tour from the stern of the boat, because it's quite a departure for Princess, the way this boat has been designed. We've got our usual high-low platform, nice and easy for deploying the tender with tie-down points and chock points, so that's great. But as you can see, we've got this new pull-out seat, so it's fantastic. It just allows you to use this space and be really inclusive, in and out of the water, somewhere to sit. We've got a C-bob storage here. It's an option, but these units are quite heavy. So this slide out mechanism with a charger just means you've got the minimal distance to actually move quite a heavy unit. We've got another compartment here. Great for putting lines in, nice and easy. It's draining, so your lines can drain out. There is an option to put a wet bar, a sink, if you want to. Obviously we've already got up on the flybridge and there's cooking facilities at the back of the boat at the saloon. So not essential, but just some flexibility there. And then we've got this really nice crew accommodation here. Now this is quite a change from the 55. The 55 was a vertical access, and whilst I think most people are going to be owner operators that use this boat, and probably not a skipper, it gives you a bit of flexibility. I think it's quite likely the owners of this boat are going to be on board for multiple weeks. And if you've had a boat already, you can never have too much storage. And if you're going to new ports and you're stretching out and exploring new cruising grounds, you want to carry things like maybe fold-up bikes or small scooters or paddle boards. And the access to this not being vertical really does make it so much more accessible. So we've got 4 steps to go down, and as a result of that, if you're carrying something heavy, passing it out, getting in and out of this space is so much easier. This is set up as crew accommodation. If you're speccing the boat and building it from new, you could have this dedicated storage. But for me, this ease of access makes quite a big difference to this class of boat. But yeah, that's a massive improvement, and I think customers are really going to enjoy it. Let's go to the main deck. So as we step up into the cockpit, very familiar to anyone that's been on board a Princess before. It's a classic layout, and it's classic because it works. It's a really good use of space. Seating, table that folds. We've got this third helm station here. folds down, easily deployable. Got our variable speed thrusters and our throttles. We can use the anchor from here, so great if you're going stern to, which is arguably where a lot of these boats are going to find themselves, in the Mediterranean in a nice warm climate. And as we come into the saloon, very familiar with the F55. It's the same layout with a drop down window, but it's this table really moves the layout of this boat on quite a lot. It just frees up the space of the main saloon, so you don't have to eat in that area. We can eat back here, you know, breakfast. We've got a wooden floor. If you've got croissants, you know, any mess goes straight out the door, nice and tidy. And you can also fold this over to make it smaller. Great place for maybe putting a laptop out if you do need to do some work. You're connected with a cockpit. But yeah, fantastic to see this. Sounds silly to get excited about a table, but I understand how owners will use this space, and it really does move it into a different class of boat. Galley, very, very conventional, big fridge, freezer underneath. You can spec these differently with dishwashers, really down to an owner. Tried and tested, aft layout boat, works great. But it's as we step up into this main part of the saloon, this is whopping. Huge windows either side, bathes it in light, but seating wrap is huge. Coffee table, high-low TV, and then we've got this really nice tub seat here that we borrow from like the S72. Some of the larger yachts in the range have been incorporated into this size yacht. Electric windows both sides, and then we move to a helm station, really well appointed. You know, this one's got the joystick, thrusters, but yeah, very, very nice, very classic Princess. So here we are on the lower deck, the accommodation deck. Feels always like a lobby area here because this big cutaway gets this lots of natural light in through the windscreen here. With all these modern Princesses, it feel is lovely. We've got this sort of fabric walls, we've got the joinery next to it, indirect lighting. It's just kind of pleasant to spend time in this sort of area. It's worth noting this boat's been built in the silver oak in a satin finish. One of the reasons the 55 is so popular is the fact that this class of boat, you're into 3 double cabins. So you're accommodating 6 people, 6 adults in real comfort, and this boat is no different. One of the best things about this boat is the master cabin. It's incredible, but we're going to get to that, and we'll just talk about the other areas first. So starboard side, we've got a double cabin, but it's set out as twins, an option to electronically join those berths together. Everything else there is lovely. Light coming in, storage, lined hanging space. The option to have an AV package is there as well. As we go forward, we've got our VIP cabin here. Light, lots of space, storage under the berth as well. Indirect lighting. Like I say, if you've been on a Princess, it's very consistent. We've got a heads compartment on the port side here, which you can have access by the ensuite if you're in that VIP, or a shared access for this third cabin and used as a day head. And like I say, I think one of the things I love about this boat is the amount of storage that's built in. And I think you can only really appreciate the value of that if you've had a boat before. If you haven't, you do wonder why people get so excited looking in cupboards. But if you're on here for several weeks, the ability to have maybe separate machines as this boat has been built with a tumble dryer, a washing machine, just holds a lot of value. More storage onto the stairs there. Obviously, if you don't want those machines, you've got oodles of storage and it can really work for you. But let's go and have a look at one of my favourite parts of the boat, the master. So here I am sat down in the master cabin. Beautiful place to spend time. You know, absolutely you'd expect a midship's master for a boat of this calibre. It doesn't disappoint. Massive windows for looking out and enjoying the vista. A nice seat maybe to get away from other people on board and just have a little pause for thought. But what really defines this berth in this category of boat and this size is the fact that we've got a bulkhead, and our heads compartment behind the bulkhead. So it's just a flat floor. We can walk straight in. We've got a shower in the midships here, really nicely appointed. It's always going to help with noise deadening as well. I mean, Princess pay a huge amount of attention to detail with how they finish the engine rooms. Vast amounts of insulation for noise deadening, you know, machinery on rubber feet, but there's no substitute for an air gap in between. That's what this bulkhead affords you. I don't wish to sound like a broken record, but storage is a theme, and partners are going to love this. Over on this starboard side is effectively a walk-in wardrobe. Full height hanging, big lockers, There's no need to erode like a third cabin anymore for owner's effects. You don't have to run through and collect clothing that you want. There's storage that is in absolute abundance on this boat. This is a Princess Midships Master cabin, so it's appointed as you'd expect. Big AV with a screen here. We've got stereo in the deck heads, air conditioning. So I think we'll head up to the foredeck, the one place in the boat we haven't looked at, and round things off there. So as we move forward on the side deck, very much like other Princesses we come to know, we've got this nice painted detailed finish here, which you get on the modern generation of Princesses. Nice wide side decks, you know, solid quality stainless steel. And then we've got this Portuguese foredeck here, not unusual in itself, but this generation, this design has come from the F65. So the backrest just allows you to use it in a very different way. Yes, you can have it set out like a traditional sunpad, but if you're in a marina and you're stern to, you're on a berth that's a little bit noisy at the back of the boat or lacks a little bit of privacy, you can have it set out so you've got opposing seats. You can enjoy maybe your sundowner up here. What a lovely spot. So just in summary, that stern access to the crew accommodation, it just can't be underestimated. I think for owners that are, like I say, using it for a long period of time, that ability to get larger items out easily is going to be really, really useful. That table in the back of the main saloon, like I say, gives you a separate eating area so that the main saloon is purely for relaxing and enjoying. You don't have to worry about food on the carpet. I think that's a massive plus. And then that midships master cabin with the bulkhead there, giving a further separation from your engine space with your bathroom tucked behind, is just a different level, a class above anything else that's on the market in this sector. So the F58, it's been an incredibly difficult boat to get on here at the Dusseldorf Boat Show. That's why we're having to do this film in the evening. We've almost been mobbed. It's been that busy, and I think this boat will just build on the success of the F55 and sell incredibly well. So thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video and looking through this boat. I hope it's given you an overview. We haven't looked at everything in minute detail, but if you do want to talk through the detail of this boat, find out the price, then please don't hesitate to give us a call.